welcome to Lux Lux Lucem. I am Frank. First episode of the series dedicated to customizing and repairing Swiss Army knives. I want to emphasize your safety. Wear gloves and safety glasses. It's your responsibility. Please take care of yourself. The first question is why? One of the primary reasons is repair. You might have a worn blade or a broken tool and want to replace it to keep a Swiss Army knife you cherish. You might also encounter one of the most common problems. After a while, the tools becomes difficult to open or close. They no longer click and the spring seems worn. But in fact, this is related to the very structure of the Swiss Army knife. The dividers are made of aluminum sheet and this eventually oxidizes. Small quarters form, especially around the pivots and rivets, and eventually it jams. So I'm going to use stainless steel sheet to replace my spacers. But we'll come back to that later, and we'll also talk about G10, brass, etc. Another reason is wanting to recreate a Swiss Army knife that is no longer available, or create your ideal Swiss Army knife, so a custom or made-to-measure one. The other question is where to find parts. If it's for repairs, you have to scour flea markets, garage sale, and online marketplaces, and you always end up finding what you need. You can find all models with a correct number of grooves on the blade or with a bottle opener screwdriver without the 90-degree angle, or the hook with a nail file. And you can find all these at reasonable prices. You just have to be patient. Now let's see how to do it. The first step is to remove all the scale accessories and the wing. Once we've removed everything, we can set them aside so we don't lose them. And we'll remove the scales. If they are in good condition, it's best to try and remove them without damaging them too much. So put some hot water in a container and soak your knife for a few minutes to soften the plastic and make it more flexible. If the scales are damaged or you don't want to reuse them, you can move on to the next step. Once the knife has soaked in the hot water, take it out, dry it quickly, and use the can opener from another Swiss Army knife. Slide it between the scales and the liners. Before handling the knife, you can either wait for it to cool down a bit or put on insulated gloves. But be careful not to burn yourself. Slide the can opener along the entire length, gently prying to unclip the scales. Take your time, this clip system is fragile, and if you break it, you won't be able to reuse the scales. Here, I'm taking apart a Victorinox Explorer because I'm going to need it for one of the custom knives we are going to build together. Now it's time to make a jig that we'll use during reassembly. We need a piece of hardwood preferably. Here I'll use a scrap of chestnut. We are going to make impressions of the rosette locations. We'll make the impression on the side opposite the corkscrew or Phillips screwdriver, so it's not in the way. It's easier when it's flat. There are several ways to do it. The first is to press the knife onto the wood with a vise or clamps. A vise is easier to use, but if you only have clamps, that works too. The other method is to gently tap the knife on the rosettes with a rubber or plastic mallet. I'd like to point out that the rosettes are two different sizes. The opposite rosettes are 5 mm in diameter, and the central rosette is 4.6 mm in diameter. Personally, I'm going to drill them all to 5 mm for ease of use. No need to drill through the entire thickness of the wood. 5 mm will suffice. This template will make our lives easier during the reassembly process. To test it, we can place our Swiss Army knife on it. If everything fits together, it's good. Now we'll move on to disassembly. This is where things get serious. We'll need 2 drill bits of different sizes, as the rivets are also different sizes. The 2 opposite rivets are 2.5 mm and the central one is 2.2 mm. I'm using small diameter drill bits to try and avoid damaging the rosettes. As for the fourth rivet, the one without a rosette, you'll see I have a simpler method. To prevent the drill from slipping, I make a mark in the center of the head. This usually prevents me from slipping and damaging the rosette, which we'll need for reassembly. I did say normally. You do this with the awl of a Swiss Army knife or with an automatic center punch, a tool with a hardened steel point. So, drilling is a step I don't like, and as you can see, it's when I want to show you that it goes wrong. We call it the demo effect. So, of course, my awls slipped, and I managed to ruin my rosettes. I have others in stock, so it won't stop us from continuing. My mistake allows me to draw your attention to the care required at this stage. There's no easy way to drill out rivets and remove them. If you have a drill press, it will be easier. We'll set aside the rosette that survived and we'll tackle the first rivet. I don't bother drilling this one, I just cut it with wire cutters, and that's it. Don't hesitate to use wire cutters if a rivet is proving difficult to remove. Now we'll get the Victorinox tool opener out again. We'll slide it under the plates and dividers to access the different layers of tools and remove them. Wear cut-resistant gloves. The tools are often sharp and or have piercing capabilities. A handy tip when disassembling your knives is to take photos of the different layers. This will serve as a reference if you have a memory lapse during reassembly, remembering which springs goes with which tool, etc. If you can remove a rivet completely, do so. It's always easier. Disassembly is straightforward. You'll have to put on the tools to remove them. Cut any rivets flush with the surface if they are bent and preventing removal. Continue layer by layer, and don't forget to take photos. As you can see, I alternate between a can opener, wire cutters, and pliers. Again, don't hesitate to cut rivets if they are in the way. Rivets are really cheap new, it's not worth the hassle. Now that we have disassembled everything, let's secure it. We'll set aside the rosettes that survived. If you have a magnifying glass, keep it separate from the other tools to avoid scratching it. Put everything away neatly so you don't lose anything until the next episode, where we'll talk about scales and dividers. We'll also discuss the materials you can use or reuse, and why some material choices are good while others should be avoided. We'll also cover the issue of mixing or substituting tools like using a hole instead of a corkscrew. Thanks for watching this video, and see you soon for a new episode of how to make your own custom Swiss Army knife. Don't forget to subscribe. Please like, share and comment. It really helps us the channel to grow. Thanks for watching. I am still Frank and you're still watching Lux Lux Lucem. Take care and see you soon.